Hey, what's cracking, Game Skulls? Welcome back to the $1 Billion Grind. And it is Monday, so it'll be another short one today because I got to work. But I figure we will get some stuff done here. Let me just minimize something on my window here. All right. So I hope everyone had a good weekend. I know I did. It was kind of busy, what with Father's Day and everything. Let's get right to it here. Oh, so glad to get into the game though and have a little fun here. I've been missing this. I haven't been able to play nearly as much as I wanted to play like the last couple weeks. It seems there's always something coming up. I mean, you know, I'm a family guy, so you know, there's always stuff coming up. But it seems like maybe the last like 2.5 months, it's been way more stuff than normal. Like more than I've seen for years. Most of it having to do with fathers, of course, because everyone's dad is getting old now. My wife's father, my friend's father actually passed away a few weeks back, and so it's just been one of those little periods of time where it seems like there's endless stuff going on, and it happens sometimes. It's not a big deal. Just gotta roll with it, but it's important to take a little breath every now and then and you know, play some games, have some fun, relax, recharge. And this is what does it for me. I like grinding this money out in this game. Except for when there's a... Get out of my way, sir. Get out of my... Oh, seriously. Thankfully, the guys on the boats are not really anything to worry about. They don't even look at you unless they see you pointing a gun at them or something like that. So you can pretty safely disregard them. But anywho... so yeah, I think this is the first time in a while I've actually managed to start this stream like this early. Like a lot of times it's been like 6:30 and stuff just because I've been so tired. But today when I got up, I was like, I feel pretty good, man. Pretty well rested. So I was able to just get right up and get moving. Which is also good for the work night, you know. I don't like trying to work when I'm exhausted either. Let's turn off the radar. All right, so this is gonna be a mediocre heist. We've got double cocos, which is nice. Oh man, we got the security cam up at this building too. But the primary target's only like a ruby necklace, so I think at the end we'll come in around what, like 1.4, something like that. 1.4, 1.5 at best, probably. But every little bit helps. And so this guy's going to turn and walk in the building, but I got to wait for the camera to kind of swing back the other way before I come around this corner, or else that'll set everything off. There we go. Now I can just run up behind him and pop. There you go. But double cocoa right here, so that is nice and easy. That's going to help a lot. Speaking of things to do... It's going to be an unusual week for the wife and I. Our neighbor is going out of town, and they have tasked us with taking care of their cat for like the next 4 nights. I guess like starting Wednesday, so a couple days from now. And you know, it's one of those things. Of course, I want to help my neighbor out. I mean, that's, you know, being a good neighbor is pretty paramount to good living and good society in general. So of course I'll always help him out. I mean, he's helped me with so many things over the years too. I mean, definitely a good neighbor. But I'm always, how can I put this? I'm always a little uncomfortable to like go in somebody's house when they're not there. I mean, I'm not going to do anything. It just, you know, there's that. If anything were to happen in that house, like when I wasn't there, and then are they going to think that I did something? You know what I mean? Like it's a little uncomfortable to be in somebody's house without them. I've never been a fan of that. Now, thankfully, these guys, these guys are like super Ring people. They've got like 35 Ring devices like strewn through their house, various motion detectors, cameras. You know, window, door lock, sensors, all that stuff. Place is basically Fort Knox. as far as security, at least compared to my house it is. So at least there's that. So if anything did happen, well, then they should be able to look back through all their ring footage and ring alerts and have an idea, and then that'll correlate to something other than me, of course, but or my wife, because she'll be going in and helping also. But it's just, you know what I mean. I don't like going into people's houses when they're not there. It's always just a little bit uncomfortable, I guess. But of course I'm going to do it because it's my neighbor and I like those guys. They're good people. Known them for 20 plus years now. Anyways, let's head down. There we go. Oh, I jumped off a little early there. It was funny. I was playing this game with the unprofessionals. We were doing this heist, and you have multiple people in the boat, and you try to jump out of the boat. Sometimes the guys in back, they'll like leap, and they'll just like land on the floor of the boat and roll around. It's just, yeah, rockstar. They're mechanics. So let's see if my thumbs can be a little more accurate with this. Whoops. Okay. Oh, hey, Donald. How are you doing, sir? Thank you. Yes, my weekend went very well. We had a very nice Father's Day. It was very nice that my wife's father was home, after kind of an extended stint in the hospital the last month or so. So it was good to see him back, and we were able to go have a little barbecue and celebrate. And of course, got to visit my dad as well. And then, of course, I got my own Father's Day. So, yeah, very good. I hope your weekend was also a good time. I hope things went well for you too, sir. Right now, I'm just, it's that Monday, trying to get myself, geared up here. Gotta get ready to grind. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, he is doing better. Yeah, you know what it is, though, when you got an 85-year-old man. I mean, yeah, he's better, but you know what I mean. It's just like, well, you don't know what's coming still, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, and I think anyone who lives to be 85 is very fortunate to have done so, because a lot of people don't make it that far. So, and he's a great guy, and I couldn't have asked for a better father-in-law. So, all right, the Juggernaut has turned, so I'm going to come up behind this guy and say hello. There we go. Did he? Okay, no, it was a key card. Okay. For a second, I thought maybe he had the gate key, and that's very unusual. I don't think I've ever seen that guy have the gate key. And this guy does not either. Oof. Getting stuck on walls because the character cannot just run in a straight line, ever. Alright, got this guy. We ignore the guy on the other side of the gate here. Otherwise, we'll shoot the gate and set off the alarm and not achieve anything other than messing up our heist. Alright, I only have one more chance for the gate key. This is going to be the guy upstairs. I hope he has it. Otherwise, we'll be taking the elevator, which I don't like to do, but I guess it's not that big of a deal. It's just a few seconds longer. Four fingerprints to decode instead of 2. Ah, good. He had it, thankfully. Oh, you've been doing the AFK grinding? That's great, man. Yeah, it's basically if you do it for 24 hours, and if you've got your nightclub, getting the 5 most valuable products, it is basically like another Cayo on top of whatever you run when you're actively playing. So, yeah, absolutely worth it. Before Cayo, the nightclub AFK grind was my main grind. I mean, I had my stuff that I did when I actively played, but I would say the most amount of money came from the nightclub AFK stuff. Absolutely. Before Cayo. Now, Cayo blew everything out of the water. There's just no beating the rate at which you can earn money in this with this heist. But oops, let me focus on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. One more print. I try to beat each one within 15 seconds. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. All right, cool. Got it before 4:30 mark. So what are you up to money-wise, Donald, if you've been doing the AFK grinding? How much money? How much moolah you got? Let's open this up. Oh, that makes me sad. I got 2 cocos and a lot of cash. I've got secondary targets about as valuable as you can get it, just about here. 540 grand. That's basically 2 cocos and like 90 grand in the safe. Okay, you've got like way more money than me. You're at 1.2 billion. How the heck were you at $1 billion before you knew about AFK grinding, man? You must have done like 1 million Cayos. Or is your account like kind of older though? Like, have you has it like followed you through a couple generations, that kind of thing, or is it a relatively new account? That's impressive, man. That's impressive. Let's get out of here. 1.2 billion. Nice. So you've got about $1 billion more than I've got, actually. 2 years and 3 months. Okay. So you started off in old gen. Are you transferred into expanded and enhanced, or are you still playing the last gen version of the game? One character. Nice. Yeah, over the years, I've played like several characters. I had my PS3 character. I had my PC character. I had my first PS4 character. I had my second PS4 character, which is this one. And then I had my Xbox One character when I got the Xbox Series X last year. But of course, there wasn't like the new version out, so you would basically play the Xbox One version of the game. But when this came out, expanded and enhanced, I didn't want to transfer my Xbox One character. Whoops, where am I going here? There we go. Lost my bearings. There we go. I see the skeleton out in the distance. Anyway, I didn't want to transfer my Xbox One character because I I play with a group of people in Xbox One, and they're not getting expanded and enhanced for whatever reason. The one guy said it's just because he refuses to buy the game for the 6th time, but the other guys are just they're not into it yet. I keep telling them the graphics are so much better. So it finally looks like PC on console. They fixed all the graphic problems that were plaguing like the PS4, Xbox One version of the game. They really did. It looks so much better, but they're not moving. So because of that, if I ever want to play with those guys, I need a character that's fairly well developed. So I was actually going to start a brand new character in Expanded and Enhanced. But I found as I was going to set it up that I had my PS4, my second PS4 character was actually available and associated with that same social club account. So I actually had this PS4 character available, and he was like already like level 190 something. He had like $25 million. He had a whole bunch of vehicles. So yeah, it really worked out. Excuse me a moment. I need a little bit of water. I feel like I got a frog in my throat here. Oh. So anyway, it worked out well. And yes, they really are next level. I don't think any of the other things they were selling us on, I don't think any of those came true. Like, as we sit here in this white screen waiting, I think we all remember they said faster loading times. No, there's not. Or seamless character switching, which really made me laugh because I can't recall in all the years of playing this game, I can't recall anybody. It was 1.5 basically. I can't recall a single person ever saying, you know what the real problem with GTA is, man? I hate when I'm trying to switch from Trevor to Michael and I've never heard a single person ever complain about that. So the fact that they made that a selling point really cracked me up when they said it. I was like, okay, guys. And of course, it's not true. I was watching a month or two back. The Professional was doing. He's another YouTuber that I like to watch. He was doing a playthrough of GTA 5 story mode in Expanded and Enhanced. And for the first time ever, I actually did hear someone complain about the switch times between characters because he went to switch from like Franklin to Trevor or something, and And he got caught. He got caught in a loading screen with the little swirly down in the lower right, and he got stuck there for like 3 or 4 minutes. And he even made the comment. He goes, "Didn't they say like seamless switching was going to be a thing with this?" Anyways, kind of funny, kind of ironic, you know, since they made a point of selling something that no one's ever had a problem with before, and then all of a sudden there actually is a problem with it. It seems very Rockstar to me. Anyways, oh, you know what? I got to get money out of my safe. Making my way through all your recent old streams. Enjoyed where you switched from old gen to next gen. Yeah, it was, thank you for that. Thank you for watching that, by the way. I appreciate that. And yeah, under promise, under deliver. Yeah, well said. Well said. That's pretty much Rockstar, isn't it, though? Under promise, under deliver. Man, and I'll tell you what, I rip on Rockstar, well, because I'm playing Rockstar's game more than anything else. So of course, rip on the person whose product you like the most. That's the American way here. But anyways, so logical. Obviously, I love the game, or I wouldn't play it as much as I do. But anyways, outside of just Rockstar, I'm concerned about the video game industry in general, because really, it seems like every huge title coming out has been a disappointment lately, like a bitter disappointment. And as a matter of fact, outside of this title right here, which is sadly a remake of a game from almost 10 years ago now, I can't think of any compelling titles that would require me to have the Xbox Series X or a PS5. I can't think of anything compelling that would require it at this point. Not yet. Like, where's the titles? Where's the must-have title for this current gen? I mean, this generation has been out for what, almost 2 years now? And there's still not a title that has just blown everybody away. And it's kind of sad too. Like, I really wanted to like, what's it called? Halo Infinite. But we know that didn't release in the greatest state. And honestly, I'm not much of a first-person shooter player anyway. That was kind of my big discovery with Halo was, yeah, I'm not an FPS guy. I just, at least not with console controllers. I'm not. I could probably do it better with keyboard and mouse. But Halo came out, and it really wasn't a big deal, and hardly anybody's playing it. Forza Horizon 5 has been the biggest disappointment for me. I absolutely loved Forza Horizon 4. I spent a lot of time in that game. I love car racing games in general. As a matter of fact, I keep meaning to check out some of the other titles like Wreckfest and BeamMG. Like all the titles I see, like Fail Race. They're another YouTube channel. I watch a lot of Fail Race videos too because I like the car racing stuff. And I plan on checking out all those other racing titles, but Forza Horizon 5 came out. I was so looking forward to it, and don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. It looks fantastic. It really does, and it even plays decent. But I don't like it as much as I liked Forza Horizon 4, and I know I've said this in previous streams. I'm kind of repeating myself, but it is what it is. I don't like the map. I don't like the environment that they built. I don't think the Mexico setting is as interesting or as fun to race in as the UK setting was. I think the UK setting was better. The map in Forza Horizon 4 was just more interesting and more enjoyable to be in. That's about all I can come up with is for why, but for some reason, Forza Horizon 5 has just been boring to me for whatever reason. And I'm very disappointed because I really, really wanted to like that game. Now, I was going to spawn a modded Sentinel there, but it doesn't come out till 10 o'clock, so it's another half hour off. So I guess what I will do instead is go get my nightclub safe and do my nightclub sale. Yeah, Battlefield. Yeah, good point. Battlefield. What is this? What did I just accept? Really? Yes, quit this job. Are you kidding me? I'm trying. You ever do that? You're trying to run with your character and like your phone pops up, and because you're running and you're clicking the A button, it throws you into a job. That's another thing. Like Rockstar, really? Come on, man. You can't. You're gonna make accept a job the same button as what you run with? How after 10 years is that still a thing? I mean, I know everybody does that. It happens to everybody. They've had to have fielded about 100,000 complaints about that. Oh, my wall safe's not too big here. But anyways, yeah, it's like, so enough about Forza Horizon 5. You get the point. It just wasn't what I wanted it to be, and I really, really, really wanted to like it. I was so looking forward to it, and I was so disappointed after I spent about an hour in it, and I was just like, this isn't grabbing me. This isn't grabbing me the way the last one did. So we get back to what I was saying, which is, name for me a must-have title other than this one on console, on the current generation of console. There really isn't one. And now there was a big show last week or whatever. They showed Starfield, and everyone's saying Starfield looks clunky, and said, okay, why is my guy not collecting? This ever happened to you? You come back to your nightclub? Now, just for the record, I didn't expect it to be full because I did it pretty late in the night last night. But look at my sporting goods. Like, why is the guy not collecting the product? And that's been happening to me a lot recently, by the way. So sporting goods, who is it? I think it's this guy. Yeah. So we're gonna take him off that for now. We're gonna put him on organic produce, and then sometime later tonight I will go back to that and put him back on sporting goods, and hopefully that'll unstick him or whatever. A little bit of Far Cry 6, and it just didn't cut it for me. Yeah, another example. All these games that, have come out. What are we doing? Okay, so we're going to do the cargo bob and drop this thing out on a barge. At least it's the little vehicle. I hate when they give me the mule and expect me to do that because the cargo bob can barely lift it. Where is this one, by the way? Is it way... Okay, you know what? I'm just going to head over to the coast and head up the coast. I ain't going to bother driving through the mountains, even though this thing is pretty fast and gets through pretty decently. But yeah, that's my point. How long have these consoles been out? It's over a year and a half. I think we're getting closer to 2 years in another few months here. And it feels like it's really started off poorly. Like there's just nothing that's getting anyone's attention. Honestly, at this point, outside of this game, and this game only came out, in March? So it's only been a few months. The entire generation this time around, there's been nothing that really makes it necessary yet to own one of these. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. And yeah, you say beautiful, but just 2D. And it's not that these games that have come out, it's not that they don't look good. Like I said, Forza Horizon 5, it's beautiful. It is. It is absolutely beautiful. Whoops, I meant to go down to the coast. Oh, well, I can go this way. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just that the game is kind of dull. It's just not grabbing me the way Forza Horizon 4 did. Matter of fact, I need to go back into Forza Horizon 4. It's been a while since I played it recently. Need to get back into it. But anyways, yeah, it's not that they're ugly. They're beautiful. The graphics are great, but it just takes more than great graphics anymore. You know what I mean? And I kind of think part of the problem is maybe we've gotten to a point where there is so much effort involved in creating these games that these studios just, I mean, it becomes like economically prohibitive. Like let's not forget these guys have to pay their developers. So if they're not getting the revenue, they can't pay the developers, and so there's a financial reality there. And I feel like these games are getting so much harder and so much more complex to design and develop, and they need so much more time to build these worlds and build these platforms and these games, that it's just, in order for them to turn out a good title that we all love, a real must-have title, is just going to take a Herculean effort compared to, say, just 5 years ago. I mean, when it maybe wasn't quite as difficult. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm concerned about the state of video games a little bit right now. I feel like these studios are maybe in trouble. So, hey, looks like my Cayo cooled off, by the way. Are we at a point where the market is so oversaturated with titles and might be a long time recovering? I mean, yeah, it could be. Could be. There's definitely no shortage of titles. It just seems to be a shortage of good titles. And it's funny you say that because, and forgive me, I think as I recall, you're like me. You're from the '80s generation. You remember, the days of the Atari 2600. We didn't even call it the Atari 2600. We just called it Atari, and in television and all that. Well, if you remember, there is the famous video game crash of 1983, where everyone and their brother, 51. Okay, yeah. So you're the same age as me, pretty much. I'm 50, so I'll be 51 in August. So, anyways, so if you remember, on the Atari, and you had the Intellivision, of course, was the main competitor, and then right at the end there, ColecoVision came out too, and it had that really awesome port of Donkey Kong, which was just the bomb. But really, on ColecoVision, I feel like on ColecoVision there were only two games worth playing. There was the pack-in game Donkey Kong, and then there was the Smurf Adventure, which was strangely a really good game. It was an early platformer, you could say too. Okay, are we gonna get this thing? Okay, we got it. But on Atari, everyone and their brothers started developing video games. Like there was even what was it, Purina? There was the Chuck Wagon game or whatever. You remember those old commercials where when we were kids, when the dog would chase the Chuck Wagon through the kitchen or whatever, and they made a video game based on it, and it was absolutely horrible. It was packed in like with dog food. I mean, you even had dog food companies making video games at that point. And so the quality of the games got so poor that the market literally crashed. And it didn't help, of course, people will point to the Pac-Man port. Holy crap, the Pac-Man port. And strangely, the Ms. Pac-Man port for Atari was actually really good. It's just the first one, just Pac-Man, was absolutely horrible. I'm going to be in the minority on this one. I know the other famous title that everyone says was so horrible was the E.T. game. I actually thought the E.T. game was decent. I really did. I thought the E.T. game was good. I thought the Raiders of the Lost Ark game was good. I felt like those were... But you know what? The E.T. game, you know what it was? It was kind of a puzzle, wasn't it? It was kind of a puzzle game. You had to find the pieces to build the device while avoiding the agents, and you had to build the device to phone home as your ET, and it actually was kind of an early puzzle game if you think about it. And so I like that kind of game, so naturally that appealed to me. But for the vast majority of people, they say that was like one of the worst games ever made. And I don't agree. I thought it was decent. But the Pac-Man port was horrible. The Chuck Wagon game was stupid. And there was just a whole... Oh my gosh, the phone calls in this game. And there was just a huge glut of horrible games. So you mentioned about being saturated today. Maybe. Are we looking at kind of a repeat of 1983 where some new player is going to have to come along and shake things up and revitalize things again? Because, man, we just don't have any great titles to play. There's no must-have titles at this point. The most must-have title out right now, to me, is this one. And this is just a reskinned version of a 10-year-old game. So what's going to change everything? You know, what's going to come along and shake it all up? Hey, Baba Yaga. How you doing? Hope you're having a good Monday. Just chilling here on the grind, and oh, thank you, sir. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Donald and I are talking about the possibility of a coming video game crash because of the lack of interesting title. It's been a rough day, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Hope Hope nothing too bad, and I hope things get better for you. Let's find a new session here because I'm going to jump in my Kasaka. We've got the cooldown now, so I want to get another. I want to get another Cayo done before I sign off for work. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. That sucks. I know it's been a rough couple of weeks time-wise for me, so I like I say, I just hope it's nothing too bad, and I hope things get better. But you're here now, and just kind of chill, relax. I don't know if you play while I play. I know some people like to hang in the stream and they're just playing their own game while we do it. We'll do the Cayo stuff or whatever it is you do in game. But anywho, but Donald, yeah, I wonder, maybe someone needs to come along. Here's the funny thing. I would say the company that has the highest chance of shaking things up and revitalizing is sadly Rockstar. And how they could do it is by releasing GTA 6. Oh man. Now I've done it. I said GTA 6. This video is going to be labeled clickbait now. No, but how many people have made clickbait videos about GTA 6? But seriously, Rockstar could release GTA 6 and if it is, every bit as awesome for today as this game was for 2013, well, then that in and of itself would revitalize everything. They've got, I would say they've got the best chance of making things better. But the way they've been behaving lately, I don't know, man. I don't know that they will. I feel like, what's my radar set at? Is it small radar, I hope? I didn't notice. Okay, good. Expanded is off. Good. But the way they've been behaving, look at what they've been doing with their definitive edition that came out with I don't know, man. They've really been borking things up lately too. They have done a lot of things to cause a lot of people to start losing faith in them. And the way they prioritize fixing things that do not need to be fixed, and completely ignoring things that desperately need to be fixed. We'll see in a moment here, by the way. I'm about to do the intel mission for Cayo. Unfortunately, I'm still running into that glitch with the plane where you fly into the trigger point and takes me to an infinite loading screen. I get it every few times. And we'll just see. It's another game-breaking bug that I don't think they will ever fix. I don't have any faith in them to fix it. Because why would they? It's just something that, makes me have to restart and just makes me take longer to earn money in game, which is better, I guess, in their minds for shark cards, even though, here's the truth. I'm never, ever going to buy a shark card. I never have, and I never will. But, from their perspective, they don't care if there's a game-breaking, and that's what I'm talking about. People have really lost a lot of faith in them because of that kind of crap. But yet they prioritize and spend resources and time on fixing the stupid, most pointless things. Oh no, there's a mission that lets people have a backpack in free mode. Oh, we gotta fix that immediately, man. People might, enjoy that too much. We can't have people running around with a backpack on their character. That's game breaking. Well, how is it game breaking? Why does that need to be fixed exactly? Somebody tell me that. Somebody explain that to me. Oh, here he is. Where is this guy? Got him. Okay, so has to be compelled. They need viable competition. Yeah, you're right about that. I think so long as they have the most popular game of all time, they don't have any inclination to do anything different. Why would they? They're raking in more money, I believe, than any other studio. And I'd really like to know how many people have signed up for GTA Plus. I would really like to know that. And is it really worth it, man? Is it Like, I know some content creators have said they're signing up for it just so that they can, show the content in their streams or in their videos or whatever. And I guess I get that. But are there players that actually have GTA Plus? And is it really worth it? Like, what do you get from it? I mean, I guess the biggest bonus was going to be some double money stuff that isn't available to other people. And by the way, there you go. You've got now you've got pay to win. People have the ability to, but as long as whatever double money they run doesn't allow you to make more money than Cayo, and as long as Cayo is still king for earning, well, then it isn't really pay to win even then, is it? So I don't know. The whole thing just seems pointless to me. It really does. I don't understand the appeal, but it's just one more example of things. No matter how you feel about that, it's just one more example of things that, make me doubt where Rockstar is as a company right now. Like, I don't think the team they have in place today would even be capable of developing this game right now. They just don't have the skill. Or Red Dead Redemption 2 for that matter, which was another awesome title. Not so much the online the online game's a hot pile of garbage, but the Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode, I would venture to say was even better than GTA 5 story mode. And obviously that's a subjective thing. GTA 5 story mode appeals to more people because of the setting, the modern setting. But as far as technical achievement, as far as physics and graphics and the world and the NPCs and just the sheer complexity of what's available to you in game, Red Dead Redemption 2 story mode is far and away their greatest achievement ever. And I've played it all the way through a few times. I've explored, like looking for all the extra stuff. Definitely spent a fair amount of time watching YouTube videos about it. There's way more stuff in RDR2 than there is in GTA 5. And it looks better too, and the world's bigger. It's just that it's a calmer setting. It's not as frenetic. It's not as frantic. You don't have fast cars and crazy, automated weapons and stuff like that. So there's always going to be that lack of action factor, I guess, is what you'd have to. It's not as high action as GTA, and because of that, it'll probably never appeal as much. But yeah, it's hey, look at that. I didn't get the infinite loading screen bug. Thank goodness. I hate having to restart for that. But yeah, I'm a little concerned about the state of video games as a whole. I mean, when I can't give you a solid reason why you need the modern, like the most recent generation console, like PS5, Xbox Series X, and I can't tell you why you need one, and we're 2 years into it, It's kind of sad, because what? PS4, Xbox One came out in 2013. Obviously, Xbox stepped in it at that big conference, that showcase back in 2013 when they came out with Xbox One and made it very clear that you had to be online to play at a time when people weren't ready for that yet, and then PlayStation destroyed them with that simple. If you've ever seen this, you guys know what I'm talking about. The PlayStation guy came out and said, "This is how you share a game with a friend on PlayStation," and he basically just handed the disc he was holding to his other guy, whereas Xbox was limiting all that stuff. You weren't allowed to share your games. You weren't allowed. Everything was going to be DRM and locked in, and you absolutely had to be online and registered in order to play even standalone games. And they really stepped in it. But point being, those consoles came out in 2013. By 2015, I want to say there were titles that were pretty must-have on that generation. It just, I feel like it did a lot better than this generation has done so far. This generation has offered us nothing so far. Nothing. This is it. This is basically it. This game, this version, this reskinned, remastered version of GTA, is basically the best thing that's come out so far on this generation. And now that we've seen Starfield, because they showed it last week, I don't have that. That's been the title I've been kind of like silently hoping for. I know I mentioned it a few times. It's like the title I've really been hoping is going to be the game changer. But now we've seen it because they showed quite a bit of it last week. No, it's it looks every bit as boring as everything else that's been out this generation so far. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Something's gonna have to change though if they want to save this industry. Because right now I feel like this industry is in a lot of trouble, and these studios are in a lot of trouble. All right, so we had what? We had one Coco over there. Let's see what's on this side of the water. Just cash here. That stinks. I think we had one Coco, one brownie mix, and one cash over on the other side. Yeah, there's that too. Is it maybe just that we're not as easy to impress or entertain anymore? We've become codgy old men with hey, look, another Coco, by the way. Nice. Yeah, we're just not that easy to impress anymore at this point. You know what? Let's put a positive spin on it. We are more discerning gentlemen now because we have wisdom and age, and so yes, it takes much more to impress us. We demand higher standards. But it isn't just us. I mean, the numbers don't lie. The sales numbers in general are low compared to what they were. And it doesn't help, I guess, that the consoles, this is another thing hurting it too. The fact that the consoles are so hard to get a hold of for anybody. Some of these game developers might be thinking to themselves, why should we push ourselves to develop for a console that hardly anybody has, that hardly anybody can get a hold of? And I get that perspective too, because, you know, if you're not going to be able to sell enough copies of a title to make it worth the cost of development. And that's kind of another point I was leading into too, as we were talking about all this, was the amount of money and resources. Like I talked about how complex these games are and how much effort it takes and money and resources to develop like a modern title, with the kind of complexity that we were expecting in our games now. And if they can't recoup that cost, well then, what's the point in doing it? So that's another problem right there too. And that's where you get that sad situation where the finance side of it actually can hinder things, can actually keep things from happening. And no, I'm not like pushing for like a socialist solution or anything like that. I'm just saying finances can hinder things from happening, and this would be an example of that. What do I want to do? I guess 86. Yeah, no, I'm not doing the math, am I? Hold on. 92. Oh, there we go. Okay, I reversed those in my head. You know why? Because one is 3 and one is 6. I was doubling it. Anyways. How viable is a big part of it. Seasoned in the ways of gaming. Yeah, I like that. We'll put as positive of a spin on being like cranky old men as we can. And my old man thumbs are loading the wrong app on my virtual cell phone. Designing a game with people work from home. They haven't gone back to the office yet, that is. I'd like to think that that's not an issue. I work from home, and I get my work done. But hey, look at that. We've got bearer bonds. Wow, we got 2 Cocos and a bearer bond. That's nice, actually. That's a good take. This is going to be a good heist. Good value on this one. I'd like to think that working from home is not an issue, actually, but admittedly, I'm not familiar with the process of designing a video game. I've never been a part of a team like that. I don't know what all is involved, you know. Maybe you do need to be in person with each other in an office to really like work as a team together to develop something like this. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's another concern. I mean, everything is so different. You could also say that's another thing. You know, we're talking about how this generation hasn't produced anything must-have yet. But then again, this generation came out coinciding with the pandemic and in a situation like the world had never seen before. And that is also going to impact things. And maybe this is just another effect from that too. I mean, that is possible too. I actually hadn't even really thought about that, the effects that COVID may or may not have had on all of this. Definitely a possibility, definitely worth considering. I mean, let's face it, COVID, that totally different situation than we've ever seen before in my life anyways. I guess there was that big thing, some kind of flu outbreak back like 100 years ago, back in like 1919, I want to say. But obviously that's way before we were born, and there weren't video games to be developed at that point. Let's get our weapon loadout here. Crack shot with suppressors is my favorite. Merryweather. Y'all know I won't do Merryweather, right? Y'all know I have to blow up the helicopter. It's a moral imperative. So Donald is a 51-year-old guy. When I say it's a moral imperative, do you know what movie I'm quoting? It's okay if you don't, but there was an 80s movie where a character said that, and it was a very quotable movie, as a matter of fact. In fact, my favorite quote from that movie was when he kind of smart-alecky says, I think of the immortal words of Socrates, who said, I drank what? Which refers to the fact that Socrates was poisoned, of course. But anyways, don't know if you know that movie. Drawing a blank. It's called Real Genius. It was an early Val Kilmer movie, actually, where he plays like a genius at a school for geniuses, and the headmaster of the school, or the dean of the school, is having them develop a weapon, basically a laser weapon. Anyway, funny movie, very quotable. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. It's called Real Genius. I think it's like 1985 or something when that came out. And I wonder how many Merryweathers I'm going to get here. It's been a minute. Yeah. But Real Genius has always been one of my favorite movies. Really made me laugh. As a matter of fact, the actor that played the dean at the school was the same guy who, I'm sure you remember, Ghostbusters. The environmental protection guy, Walter Peck, or whatever his name was. It's the same actor that plays the main guy in Real Genius, or not the main guy, the head of the school. He was a good character actor for like annoying, sniveling bad guys back then. Well, I'll tell you, an actor, speaking of 80s actors, an actor that really came a long way from just being a character actor to just a phenomenal talent is that the guy who plays Mike Ehrmantraut in like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. If you remember Beverly Hills Cop, he was like Victor Maitland's. Victor Maitland was the main bad guy in the original Beverly Hills Cop movie, and the guy who plays Mike Ehrmantraut was his henchman, his main henchman. But back then, that was like the only kind of role you ever saw that guy in. He was always just kind of a hired, and ironically, I guess you could say Mike Ehrmantraut is again just another version of that. He's a hired gun type of guy, but he's such a deeper character. Mike Ehrmantraut is such a very, very deep character, and that guy is such an amazing actor with the the way he delivers his lines and the way he talks and just the things. It's really an amazing transition to see someone has matured the way that guy has. Okay, I really hate the way the sparrow will not just like land. I think it's because it's so light. Back when Mike had hair, yeah, you know, he's one of those people who looks better bald though, isn't he? Like even back when he had hair, he didn't have like the greatest head of hair. It was just kind of like a dead mop on top of his head. But anyways, yeah, I think he's much more impressive as an older guy than he was as a younger guy. One of those people who aged well, more impressive now than he was when he was younger. All right. So you would think that this puzzle would be so easy for me because of the nature of my work, like with networking and IP addresses, but surprisingly, it's not. 5247, where is it? Trying to find it. 5247 62. Found it. There we go. Yeah, I would think that would be like the easiest puzzle there is for me to solve. But nope. Sometimes it is. Sometimes I see it right away. All right. Get out of here. Remember to slap the left D-pad and go to the roof. If you've ever accidentally slapped the right D-pad right there and wound up outside on the ground, like in the midst of a bunch of guys with machine guns, it's never fun. All right. Well, okay, we got the weapon loadout. I need to get the vehicle, the approach vehicle. As always, I'm going to go with the long fin, which will require my what's the name of the truck with the big scoop on front? The Phantom Wedge. There we go. Couldn't think of what that was called for a moment. I like the Phantom Wedge, but I hate the fact that it doesn't have bulletproof tires. It just drives me crazy. It seems like of all vehicles, man, that's the one that like most obviously should have them. And if you do the bunker sale where you get the Phantom Wedge to deliver in, that one does have bulletproof tires. So I'm not sure why you can't have them on your personal Phantom Wedge. I guess maybe they thought it would be overpowered. Today learned how to make my guy point, though I did it on accident. Yeah, that's just the action, right? You configure the action in the menu, and then you hit the action button to do it. I want to say I've done that before. Usually I've got my action set up as thumbs up, I think. Or is there something else to it? Is there a special button to do it? I don't think I've ever set that as the action. I don't really mess around too much like with the actions, like the dancing and the actions and stuff like that. Okay, we get the long fin here. Vespucci. All right. Well, I'm going to move this guy over to Vespucci. And actually, I'm going to set my double click on the right joystick. All right. I'll try that in a second. Let's go to Vespucci Beach. Usually the controllers are the same. Usually the controls are the same on each. Whoops. Display. Expanded radar back on. There we go. I prefer the expanded radar typically, but there are certain parts of Cayo where you really can't have it or else it messes you up. Move left one around. I've seen people do it, like the pointing before. I never did it myself. I assumed it was just like where you set up your action. Like I've got the thumbs up set right now. Like I think I do anyway. Let me see. Do I have thumbs up? Oh no, I don't. I've got some other weird action in place. Okay. Mine. What the hell? Mind blown, I guess, is that one. Anyways, I assumed it was that. Let me What happens if I just double click on the right stick only? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're right. So it's not an action. It's a hard-coded one. I see. And then what? You double click again to get rid of it? Okay. Huh. Well, you've taught me something new. I didn't know about that either. So, interesting. I always thought that was just like the action you set in the menu, and then you would activate it by pushing down the two buttons. I guess I just never looked into it. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. That's actually really easy and useful. And there's been times too, like when you're in a session with someone and you're not on voice, so you can't talk to them. And I've wanted to point at something to tell them to do, and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna go into that menu and set up that action. It's not worth it. It takes too long. I didn't know it was always there for me. All right, so what do I want? My Phantom Wedge. Got it. Not everyone knows, but you can actually return your moon vehicle while you're in it, and it'll just throw you out and disappear. And I definitely need body armor for these guys, because they are going to shoot the crap out of me when I pull up there. This is my least favorite location for this thing, because I don't always, but I a lot of times have problems with the gate in this one. This gate is, the way everything's positioned is kind of funky. So, here we go. Let's try. Oh boy. Yeah, see, I didn't think of that very well. I didn't do very well there at all. Okay, yeah, I'm doing horrible. Probably going to get shot to death here. Okay, well, I got the... Whew. Wow, I actually still have some armor left. I didn't think I would have any armor left for that. I've got like a sliver of it left, a little bit left at the bottom there. Yeah, that I don't like that location. It's kind of goofy with that gate and trying to angle your way in to get the boat. Definitely got to watch out here for the police vans, because they will sometimes put out the spike strips, and those spike strips will take the wheels out on this thing, and that's never easy to drive this thing with popped wheels. A lot of smoke in a small area. Yeah. Yep, it is a difficult one to get the boat out of, no doubt. I also actually try to avoid hitting stuff as much as possible. Obviously, this thing can go through things pretty easy, but I don't like to unnecessarily hit like even the pedestrian or the people standing on the corner. But the pedestrian cars and stuff, they can mess you up like more than you think. Like they'll sometimes throw you out. Plus, they slow you down a little bit too. So if I can go clean through here, I prefer to, and try to stay under control. Something crazy in my nightclub security camera coming back out of AFK. What did you see? I've seen crazy things in the nightclub too. What did you see though? What was it? This I gotta hear. Cars in the alley with a fire truck peeking through. Nice. I once parked myself in my Coco lockup, and it's... Oh, it was a full lobby. Okay, yeah. See, I've got the what's it called, the firewall rule in place, so I'm always solo in there. You want to know why? By the way, like you could argue, why do you need to be in a solo lobby if you're AFKing? Well, because of modders. I have come back to my game before, and admittedly this was on PC, but I left myself like in my nightclub cams or my bunker cams before, and came back the next day and found myself basically kicked out of the game, but I know for a fact that people have pulled, like modders have pulled me out of my bunker and put me in a position. Hold on a second. Got to return this guy. But as I was going to say, MTU settings tweaked a little bit. Okay, I see. So if they get anywhere near you, then the connection goes. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm familiar with the MTU trick. I use that on my PS4. Although I've always preferred the I always preferred the firewall, because it's just so much more complete. I mean, basically, the console doesn't have the ability to communicate with other people's consoles, so there's no way they can get in the session with you. So I've always been partial to that. But what I was going to say was I had myself parked in the security cams at my Coco lockup one time, and it's the cheap one on the Sandy Shores one or whatever. And I came back and the camera was looking out on the street. There's that funny little street outside the Sandy Shores Coco lockup where it leads like into a little round dead end. It's not really a dead end. It makes a circle and you can go back out. And there were two NPC vehicles. One was trying to head into that circle area and the other was coming back out. And they got stuck nose to nose. And they were trying, like if you look at my cam for a second, they were face to face and they were like backing up and trying to go to the side and then backing up and trying to go, and they couldn't navigate around, so they were stuck nose to nose. So I turned on OBS and started recording it, and they literally sat there for hours and hours. I didn't record hours and hours, but they did literally sit there for hours and hours and hours, and they could not pathfind themselves around each other. And it was really funny to watch them, just watching them try to keep backing up and trying to get around, and neither could get around the other one for whatever reason. Anyways, it's kind of funny. Cracked me up when I was watching it. Yeah, it really was. It was funny to watch. Rockstar's amazing pathfinding technology. I think I heard something they patented something recently that was, you know how the rumors go. They filed a patent for some kind of NPC pathfinding code or something, some kind of algorithm they use for the NPCs to pathfind. All I know is I sure the heck hope it's not the pathfinding in use in this game, because holy crap, it's bad. So I don't think they need to patent that. I don't think anyone's looking to steal that. But a lot of people were speculating that it might be something for the new game. That it might be like a GTA 6 thing that's going to be in use for the NPCs in that game. I don't know, man. All right. So these guys, close quarters, definitely needs the assault shotgun. And they've got shotguns too. I want to say I get shot in here. When doing Cayo, I get shot in this room more than anywhere else. Because you're in close quarters and these guys have shotguns too. And I always seem to take a hit. And I probably die in here more than anywhere. Yeah, look at my back. Like he shot right through me. Ooh, nasty. Okay. Almost. Got it. All right, all we have left at this point, well, I've got to go get the fingerprint cloner and to bring it back to the submarine. But then all I got left is the cutting torch and the safe code. And it's only 7 o'clock, man. And I've still got like another hour. I don't think I can pull off another Cayo during this. If I can, that would rock. But I could certainly get the setups done, at least. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see how quickly I can do these. I haven't finished this one yet. 3,000 crate source missions? Are you kidding me? Actually, crates are on double money this week, I think. Actually, CEO vehicles, too. I want to say vehicle exports are like 1.5 or something like that, which is also decent. What does that mean? A high-end car sells for 150,000 instead of 100,000? But then do they also increase the amount you have to put into it? Is it still just 20 grand to modify it? I guess I should probably test that. I have a vehicle warehouse. I'm asking everybody else. All right, and okay, good. I didn't crash. I love this one because these cameras you can sneak by without having to deal with them at all. This is like the easiest location to do this in. I also prefer the safe code mission to the to the plasma cutter mission. The plasma cutter mission, for whatever reason, gives me trouble if it's in that Del Perro location, in that little like boxed in area with only one way out. I get in trouble with that one sometimes. I think the safe code mission is easier. On the other hand, the Rockford Hills locations for the plasma cutter is actually much easier than the safe code missions, so I don't know. I guess it depends which one you get, you know? Also, if you don't have plasma cutter, that means you don't have pink diamond. When are they going to put out the Panther statue? When's the last time they've had the Panther statue available, man? That would really help my grind. I'll tell you what, the week they release Panther statue... Oh, whoops, got to be careful here. There we go. Don't want to lose my vehicle. Come back out and find that thing in the ocean. Real pain. The week they release the Panther statue, I'm going to be running Cayo like nobody's business. I'm going to run it 100 times. I know it's actually a pretty low percentage that, hey, I leveled up 271. It's actually a pretty low percentage that you get it. But it's so worth it when you do. It's like over 2 million or something like that. Has it been a year? I don't think it's been a year. I want to say they had a Panther statue special, I want to say in February. It was shortly before Expanded and Enhanced came out. So it hasn't been that long, but they really don't do it very often. They don't do it often at all. I feel like they could afford to do it more. I'm just waiting for them to say, for those of you with GTA Plus, you can get the Panther statue. I'm just waiting for them to say that. That's going to really tick me off if they do. It seems like something they would do also. Just to stick it to the grinders who like to earn money in game. Oh man, that guy is like way out of reach for me. There he is. There he is. Alright, I think that's all of them. I don't see anyone. If there is anyone else, I'll just shoot him. Alright. I almost never see this over here. And again, I don't. Come on, where is it? Where is it? I hate when it's like the very last one I could have possibly looked at. This time it's the second from last one. There's still one other one I haven't checked yet. Been twice. And I want to say when they do the Panther statue, they guarantee you the first time. They say everyone who does Cayo this week is guaranteed to get the Panther statue the first time they run it. And then after that, it'll be a small percentage. But again, if they bring that back anytime soon, I feel like they're overdue for it. I'm going to be running Cayo like crazy that week. I will actually move things around in my real life to to spend time grinding the Cayo, because that could really, really accelerate the $1 billion grind. That is literally the best money in the game possible. Panther statue Cayo. Imagine double Coco, full safe in the office, and the Panther statue. I think you'd walk away with like maybe 2.3 million or something like that at that point. It'd be huge. Absolutely huge. All right, all that's left is the safe code, and then I can go back to Cayo. I don't think I'll be able to finish a third one, but I will definitely get some of the setups done. Equipment, safe code. Whoops, went the wrong way there. $2.2 million. Nice, nice. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. And I've been kind of slacking on my grind actually lately. Like I'm only at like 318 million. So I hit 300 million, I want to say 2 weeks ago right now. Which that's a funny thing, talking about YouTube for a minute here. And I don't understand what it is about that particular stream. But for some reason, if I look at, and I'm not really the kind of YouTuber that spends much time looking at metrics like analytics and stuff. I just kind of like the stream. It's kind of fun. I do have plans. I want to make like recorded videos and stuff like that. I know I've been saying that forever. I really do want to. It's just the last 2 months have been so crazy. But anyway, my point is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is about the stream I had from 2 weeks ago. It's called hitting $300 million legitimately. But for some reason, that particular stream has had more views and more time watched than like any other stream I've ever done. I wonder if it's just because I was hitting a milestone maybe or something. But I mean, it's significant. Like there are streams that only have like 50, 60 views. And then that one has like almost 900 or something, like 800 some. So it's really, really weird. And like other streams have only had like maybe 3 or 4 hours of watch time on them. That one, people have spent like 234 hours watching it or something, 250 hours watching it or something like that. It's really odd. I don't know what it is about that stream that appeals to people. Last stream I'm on, you're at 34 million. Nice. Well, that was a long time ago. Is it the title? The hitting 300 million? I don't want to do that though. So let's say I'll hit 320 million this stream. I don't want to name every stream like hitting $320 million legitimately. I like to come up with fun stuff, like what was tonight's? What did I call it again? Oh yeah, nose plus grindstone equals billionaire. And just, I don't know, just being goofy. I feel like that hitting 300 million is it's okay. I mean, when I hit a milestone, like I'll certainly do when I hit 500 million, like I'll definitely say something about it when I do this stream. Obviously, when I hit 1 billion, I'm going to say something about it, but I don't want to do it like every single time. That was one thing I didn't like back when the professional was doing his grinds, his live stream grinds a couple years ago. He titled every single one, and it was like really, really bad the way he did it. It would be like hitting 632,320,526 legitimately. And I remember thinking to myself, dude, do you really need to be quite that specific, man? Come on. I enjoyed his streams though. His streams were cool. And he would help subs with their grind as well. He did it really interesting. He did it in a time when there was no Cayo. So I've got just mad respect for the guy. It was not easy to grind $1 billion. Not nearly as easy to grind $1 billion, 3 years ago as it is today. It just wasn't. So okay, we're stuck in the casino. Yeah, I'm tempted to play around with the map glitches here, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna stay nose to grindstone here. jump back to my Kasaka and do the heist. But yeah, I don't know what it was about that. If it's the title, then so be it. But I was looking at that and like just kind of puzzled a little bit. Not that I'm complaining. It's nice if people enjoy it. That's awesome. I mean, that's why I put it out. But I had to confess I didn't understand what the issue was, like why one was so much more than another. But like I said, I'm not really the kind of YouTuber that agonizes over metrics that much. It was cool to hit 100 subscribers. I put up a thank you video about that. That was really cool. And again, I don't consider myself to be much of an entertainer the way like Expert Thief is, or the way even the Professional is. So I was very humbled by the fact that people would subscribe that much. So let me change my display to off. And we'll go to planning screen, and we are good to go here. Where I first saw you was the night you got your 201 security contracts. That was actually a lot of fun because we had a lot of people, a lot of viewers joined me in the session. Like we had York in there blasting things. We had Tim. I haven't seen Tim lately, actually. I don't know what he's been up to. Usually when I see, because I'm friends with him on Xbox, usually when I see him, he's playing Roblox these days. I guess he's tired of GTA at the moment. Mr. 5 had his account get crushed, but he is back with a new one. And then Zephyr hasn't been around too much the last couple of weeks either. But you know, people get busy. It is summertime. Not everyone wants to sit inside playing video games, especially those younger guys. They've probably got like actual life stuff going on. For me, you know, life doesn't change too much from summer to winter. I'm working either way. I got my days off. I got my days I have to work. So, but when you're young like that, summertime is magic. Seeds to sow. Yeah, really, no kidding. Weren't those the days, though? And at the risk of sounding provincial about my era, 80s girls were the best. All right, so let's snipe this guy. Wait for the Jeep to go by. There it is. And pop. Disarm. And actually, I don't even need to go to the other one on this side because... Oh, what is that car he's going around? Okay, good. Because the Coco is here, and then the Coco is across the water. So I got to grab this one and then head across the water and grab the other one. But yeah, if I'm just getting up around like 320 million now, that means the last 2 weeks I've only done like 10 million a week, which is way off my my 50 million a week that I was hitting at one point there. But again, as I've said, the last couple weeks, it's been a lot of stuff going on, a lot of family stuff. Is this guy like just walking away now? Yeah, he is. Okay, well, if he's just walking away, then that means I can actually head in here even without bothering with him to start. I can take these out. Whoops. And there we go. I can come in here and grab this. And he'll come back again in a minute. I might be able to grab this and get out before he even gets back here. Nope, he's coming back. So what I'll have to do instead is come stand over here. Rare double powder. Yeah, it is. So once he's settled in, yeah. See, he's deaf, dumb, and blind like they all are. And get rid of my weapon so I don't freak out the white circle guys over here. Oh, my boat. It's like floating away without me, man. Come on, get back here. Don't mind me, sir. I'm losing my boat. Wow, it's really moving too, man. It must have like just dislodged itself a minute ago or something. Come back. All right. So hopefully the safe in the office has a decent amount of cash in it. I always hope for like 90,000. Unfortunately, I usually get about 50, but but if there's a good amount of cash, and then the bearer bonds, that safe cash rotates. What was your last one? I want to say the one that I did at the beginning of this stream, I want to say there was like 90,000 in it. 80 or 90, like 80,000 for sure, maybe 90. Do I have a certain date that I want to reach 1 billion at? No, not really. I originally, when I started, thought that I would finish by like end of August or end of September. But I've had so many things like interfere with being able to really grind hardcore that I know now that there's probably not any realistic way I'll be able to finish it that early. So no. What I've decided is I don't really care about how long it takes. I'm just gonna grind until I hit it. And it takes as long as it takes, basically. But I would like to get into a better pattern. I'm hoping that some of the things that have been interfering with me from spending as much time on this as I would like, I'm hoping that those things are now coming to an end. And if they are, well, then the pace of this is going to definitely pick up, and you'll see, like, I only did 20 million these last 2 weeks. You'll see something closer to like 70 to 100 million in 2 weeks. If I can get back into the pattern that I want to be on for doing it. It's just been a really weird, honestly, a really weird couple of months. I would say I've had more things interfere, and that's not really the right word for it, because it sounds like I'm complaining, but I've just had more things require my attention and take my time over the last like 2 months than I have had in the previous 5 years, probably. It's been really crazy, the amount of stuff that has required my attention recently. And that has absolutely contributed to this grind slowing down compared to how it was right in the beginning, back in like March and April. All right, focus time now. Got the, what's it called? The Juggernaut up here. Wait for him to make his turn. He made it, so I can safely come around this corner and get this guy silently. Actually, not really silently. He screams pretty loud. I'm really surprised nobody hears that. Yeah, that guy too. Do these... Man, what crappy coworkers, man. I work from home anyway, but back when I was in the office... Oh my God. Tell me I didn't set it off the alarm. I did not. Thank goodness. I missed him. He like bobbed and weaved his head. Okay. Wow, that set my adrenaline spiking when that happened, man. I got lucky. I got so lucky there. But anyway, as I was going to say, these guys scream pretty loud when they go down. Yeah, I work from home, but back in the day when I was in the office, if I heard like one of my coworkers randomly go ah! and scream, I feel like I would have been a little more interested in what was going on than these guys are. That's all right, though. So how much? We're at 443. 509. So it's like 60-some thousand, 67. It's not the worst. It's not the worst, but it's definitely not 90 grand either. Oof. Oh, wow. Took a header. Why can't my guy just jump down onto his feet? Why does he insist on going head first into the pavement every time I do that? Oh. Someone was telling me that you lose cash when you do that too, but you actually don't. I've watched it very carefully. Because you do lose cash, like if you set off the alarm and they start shooting you, you do lose cash. You do lose cash when they're shooting you and you're taking damage. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, that was a little bit harder. Anyways, I work in a grocery store. If I hear a scream, it's fixing to go down. Yeah. Yeah, these guys, yeah, I don't know about these guys. These guys are not good coworkers, is all I'm going to say. Their level of care seems low. Okay, I got to pay attention to the safe code here, too. I've never made a mistake on the safe yet. I don't want to start today. 52, 51, 28. All right. So 52, 51, 28. Whoops. 52. Full deck of cards. 51. The number of cards left after my kids were playing with it. And 28. The age I wish I was again. There we go. And is the Juggernaut done with his? Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm actually a little late. He's like way past. Really? Huh. Yeah, I'm actually late on my pattern coming out here. I must have been in there longer than I realized. All right. Well, Cayo number 2 is in the books. Well, actually, I got to get away still, but if I fail out here, then that's pretty sad, because this is about as easy as it gets out here. All right. So, Mr. Motorcycle Man, take a nap, pal. Thanks for the bike. And let's get out of here. And there we go. Put on my breathing mask. Whoops. Get rid of the knife. And swim out toward... I think I see the skeleton out there. Sometimes it's hard to get my bearings out here a little bit. It's like a little bit confusing. You know, guys, I gotta ask, because I ended up with a problem over the weekend. I had to like reset some things in my setup. Donald, if you're still here, is the music level okay relative to my voice on this stream? I mean, I can go back and watch it later and hear for myself, but if the music needs to be lower or higher or anything, I could always adjust it right now too while we're in stream. So if there's anything you can tell me about that, if you think, would be much appreciated. I can't really tell in my headphones. I've got my own kind of feed for the music, so I can't tell if it's loud or quiet or... It's meant to be relaxing, by the way. So not too loud. All right, 1.6 million. Okay. You know, for some reason, I thought that would be a little higher. I thought that would be... is the pink diamond really... I can barely hear it. I'm a dead old musician, so who knows? Baba Yaga, I think the audio is perfect. Okay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And yeah, it's not meant to be like overpowering or anything. Like when I stop talking, you should be able to hear it like here. But when I'm talking, you should be able to hear me easily over the top of it. And sometimes getting those levels like right, it can be a little bit tricky, especially when you're the one talking and trying to balance with it. Obviously, the solution is to record it and then go play it back and listen and see how, and then tweak it, you know, do that a few times. It's just, I had a funky thing happen in my desktop where I control all this from over the weekend, where for some reason my Discord and my Spotify ended up like somehow linked on the same audio output, and I ended up having to like blast them all. I ended up having to like remove and re-add all of the sources to get it working again. It's like I'm in a cozy elevator. Nice. All right. Yeah, it is kind of elevator-ish music, but it's free. Like I said in previous streams, it's my Bob Ross. Let's talk softly and listen to soft music while we perform horrific acts of violence on NPCs. Look, everybody. Look at how I just put that bullet right in that guy's head. See how easy that was? It's not creepy or anything. The relaxing way that I hit this guy in the head. Anyway. Oh, hey, we've got a... Oh, I must resist. Jeez. I see an exotic export car over there on my radar. I love doing those. Okay, that Cayo actually took a little bit longer than I thought. It's like 7:30 now, so I definitely won't be able to do a third Cayo tonight. Did this put me over 320, by the way? I think it should have. I forgot to... It's funny, I do these and then I forget to look at my bank balance. Let's see. 319.4. Well, close enough. Close enough. So we're at like just about at 320 million. So yeah, only 20 million these last 2 weeks. That is the slowest pace I've had since starting all this. Definitely need to pick that back up again. $20,000. Yeah, but this is 135. So I got to do this first. And also a headhunter too, or not a headhunter. Payphone hit is also 85. So those will probably be the two things I do. I don't think I have a lucky wheel spin because I think I spun the lucky wheel kind of like late last night, like 2 or 3 in the morning. So it has not been 24 hours yet. Oh, why do I get this mission every single time? I swear. So frustrating, actually. Here, speaking of pathfinding, this is you guys are all gonna see me start bitching now. There is no other mission. There's no other mission that pisses me off as much as this mission does. Oh, incidentally, even though it's not on the radar anymore, you can still see the exotic export car, but you'll notice it's not on the radar. Now, I'm not sure what would happen if I were to get into it right now, like if that would like cause it to disappear. You know what? I can't do another Cayo anyway, and we've still got a half hour almost. So let's just see what happens. Can I get into this thing? Okay, I can. So usually once you get into one of these things, you've basically caused it to, like if I were to walk away from it normally in free mode right now, it would despawn. Now, because I did that, it wouldn't be like active on the map anymore. So I'm just curious if I do that in a mission like this, if it will be there still after this mission is over. I'm curious to see how that'll affect it. I'm guessing it's going to be gone now. But anyway, just personal curiosity there. We'll see what happens. I was grinding for 1 billion. I don't know if I will continue. Well, it definitely takes it definitely takes a commitment, man. No question about that. I mean, let's face it. You know, like I'm at 320 million. there's nothing I can't afford in this game now at this point. I mean, there's really no need for any more money than I already have. But I want to look at that bank balance and see those 10 figures. Oh, this is the worst mission of all time. So, here's what I'm talking about, guys. Look at my radar. Look at those two guys down there. Look how they're not moving. They're basically stuck. So this is the incredible NPC pathfinding that Rockstar... like I said, I really hope... I really, really hope that that's not what they were patenting, because, guys, it sucks. Look, oh, now he comes out. Now he comes out. And now he's going to run back to where the drop is. Oh, actually, no, he's not going to, because I'm going to shoot him. Alright, let's get this guy. And now down here, these guys... What is going on with these guys? He's like stuck on the rocks. Are you kidding me? Alright. So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. The pathfinding. The reason this mission annoys me so much is that you have to go to each checkpoint, and you're supposed to take care of the Merryweather guys, which are supposed to storm you at the location. But more often than not, they get stuck like pretty far away, like 3 or 4 blocks over if you're in the city, and they just sit there. So you have to go to them, and when you go to them, then they take off and they run back to where the drop was. Okay, wow. That was a little more violent than I expected. His motorcycle blew up on me. Anyway, so yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that this mission is still like this, that they still haven't fixed this. When did the gun running DLC drop anyways? Like 6 years ago or something, I want to say. Was it 2016? Maybe it was 2017, actually. I think it was the summer DLC for 2017 is what the bunker was. The gun running. All right. So yeah, 5 years, and this mission has sucked for 5 years, and they're never, ever going to fix it. So anyways, let's just grit our teeth and knock it out. This is actually the one mission, though, I will say, that makes the bunker almost not worth it, because you're going to spend 15 minutes grinding through this thing for 135,000. If it wasn't for the fact that Cayo was on cooldown, and I can't start a new one anyway, frog and throat, it would totally not be worth it. Baba, I get it. I really do. Especially at 200 million, and like, there's nothing you can't buy anyway. I totally understand. And I mean, really, it's not imperative that I do this. I just want to. So if you don't want to, then yeah. Why? Then why do it? Obviously, if you're at 200 million, you know how to make all the money you need to make anyways. Wow, this time... Alright. This time they actually all came to the location, and they didn't glitch out on me. That was nice. Seems to happen so much with this mission. Let's get to the next location. And this next location will have the first of the helicopters. Those can be frustrating too, especially like when your character, like the movement is so wonky and you're trying to like get into the machine gun nest on the top of this thing and you can't. And the helicopter is bearing down on you. All right, here we go. The other thing the helicopter will do, and you'll see this here probably, unless they don't do it this time. But a lot of times the helicopter will position itself where it's like behind a building. So it can't shoot you and you can't shoot it. And I can't hit this guy to save my life. Wow, these guys are coming right up on me here. I didn't even notice these guys back here. What is this, an NPC? Oh, maybe not. It was just an abandoned NPC car. Where are these guys? Is that everyone on the ground? I think it is. So, okay, so all that's left is the helicopter. And look how he's like behind the building. Yeah, okay. So, okay, what I will do is I can lure him out, thankfully. All I got to do is drive out here and he'll follow. There he is. Sucker. Got him. I think. Yeah. Okay, that was the... Nice. Sold my bunker 243 times, and maybe twice those NPCs have glitched out like they do you. Dude, they do it to me all the time. I wonder if it... Let me ask you this. Maybe it has to do with placement. I don't usually just sit right where I drop off the... I don't usually sit right where I drop off the product. I usually move a little bit. Maybe the way I'm moving is throwing them off or something. But I feel like sitting right in that spot is like the worst spot to be in. So like here, I'll drop this off and then I will usually go in that parking lot across the street. I mean, I feel like it really shouldn't matter if I move a little bit, you know? I don't know. We'll see in a minute. I just saw some bullets. Okay. All right. What do we got here? Wow, I should probably start shooting these guys. Here's where my old thumbs come into play. Whoa, hello. That guy. I didn't even see that guy. Okay, we're going to sit on top of him. I got the wheels on him, too. Come on. At least the helicopter isn't behind anything this time. Hey, Baba, take it easy, buddy. All right. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'll probably be off in another 15 minutes or so anyways. But thank you for joining. Always appreciated. So, Donald, you sit still. All right. I guess I can try that. Actually, I don't have any choice in this one. This one is going to kick me out of the truck when I get there. And this is the worst one for the helicopters, by the way, because they're always well, actually they're almost all the only exception is when you're out like at the water reserve place, but like the helicopters in this one and the other one that's over in the industrial area like by Cyprus, the helicopters will be absolutely out of reach from this thing anyway. So you have to get out. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, these guys. Okay, well, it looks like I'm going to get this one. Yeah, that one has gone down behind the building line. Oh, wait, he's up. Got him. Okay, well, that's unusual. I'm telling you, usually they go down behind the building line and they stay there and you can't get them. These things are easy to make blow up. But Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Where are the rest of them? Look at my radar. I got one that's still coming. He's pretty far away. And yeah, this is... I will definitely call him in my oppressor here. Okay. All right, yeah, and look at my oppressor spawned really far away too. Now, I understand that I'm not an MC president here, and a lot of times people will say, "Do this as an MC president so you can spawn your Mark II right next to you." So okay, whoops, right into the why is that there? Yeah. Actually, the helicopters are kind of a pain to take, even with the Mark II, because they seem to like stay close to you. You can't like get a good distance between you and them when you're trying to get away, so you can turn around and get a missile lock on them. So where are these guys at? Where seriously, where are these guys at? They're what? They're back here. What are they in this gas station here? All right, there. But look how they were stuck back there. They're let's just take a quick look. Yeah. They were basically stuck right back here for some reason. They're just sitting here. Really? Really? Anyways. All right, so let's distance ourselves so that the mission can end. Yeah. I've done that too. I've called in the Mark II first. So now I'm curious. There was that exotic export car over there. You know what? I don't even have to fly over there. I can just look at the map, can't I? And see, it's gone. It's gone because I got in it and I moved it. If I had left it be, it would still be there right now. I know that from experience. Yeah, agent, whatever. And did we get the notice yet from... Indicates things are calming down. All right. So, yeah. So, we've got Cayo cooldown. What do I got money-wise here? 319.580. Okay. All right. So, we're almost to 320. And I need to go... Actually... I'm going to just jump sessions. That's my favorite way. I hate calling for my Kasaka, waiting for it, flying out to it. And this is like, to me, this is like so much easier. Just jump session, spawn in the Kasaka. It's quicker. But yeah, yeah, I will do that sometimes too. I will call in the oppressor first, and then I'll drive into that final spot, and then I'll have my oppressor available right there. You know what else I used to do? I used to call for my armored Kuruma, because it's real easy to take those guys out from inside the armored Kuruma. You just sit there and you're basically bulletproof from them, and you take them out. Sadly, I don't use my armored Kuruma as much as I would like to anymore. For a long time, that was my favorite grinding vehicle. But obviously, the Oppressor Mark II, you know, for the ability to get around the map and everything. Although I used the Buzzard a lot, too. I would say the Armored Kuruma and the Buzzard were the vehicles I used the most early on, until the Oppressor Mark II kind of like, I don't know, kind of like replaced them all. So let's go get the next Cayo. Go pay for it so we have hard mode. And then I will also save my progress. I don't know if you knew this or not, but if you select your outfit, you can save your progress. So make sure that the fact that I purchased it is saved. You're gonna get your second armored Kuruma for free. No, I don't usually do multiple of the same vehicle. That's true. They are free this week. I saw that on special. what I should do is do some crates, because I haven't done crates in forever. I can't remember the last time I did crates. Maybe get one of those special items, you know, the one you clear like 120 grand real quick on. Maybe clear 200 grand really quick on a special item crate. You did? You got you got a second armored Kruma? That's awesome, man. I can't think of a reason for it. I mean, if it blows up, I just call Moore's anyways and then call it back. But I guess it is quicker to just call your mechanic and get it delivered again. I don't know. But yeah, or maybe you want different colors. Maybe you want one in a different color scheme than the one you've had. So, but paid $30,000, sold it for $300,000. How does that work? What did you do? Like, you put like a modification on it and then you sold it and got like full value for it? Oh, special grace. Okay. I thought you were talking about your armored Kruma. I thought you meant you bought the free armored Kruma and then maybe you did like a $30,000 mod on it, like transmission or something, and then like you sold it and got like the full 300,000 for it or something like that. I was wondering how you pulled that off. I was going to say, well, that's a glitch though. Okay, but you got a special crate today. Nice. Well, that's cool, man. I'm gonna retire from CEO. I've got my next Cayo purchased. Where are we at again? 319.5. So I'll just say 320. So basically, we're at 320 million. I'm definitely gonna try to pick up the pace. Like to get back into my normal groove. Hopefully, like I said, in the days to come, I won't have the same amount of distractions going on anymore that have been preventing me from doing my grind the way that I like to. So, but I'm going to end this one here, I believe. Donald, and I know Baba had to take off, but everybody, it's been a pleasure hanging out. I appreciate everyone stopping by. I'm going to call this one here and go back into my security cameras. And then for anyone who wonders what I do at this point, I'll actually turn this controller off. And I've got another controller without a battery in it that I'll go plug into my Xbox by USB. And then I'll use a rubber band to tie the right stick down to the right so that it stays awake the whole time. So, anywho, everybody, yep, have a good night networking and stuff. yeah, actually, I think I've got quite a few tickets when I signed off on Thursday, and I'm sure they're all waiting for me for tonight. So we'll see what happens with that. But first, I'm going to get some food and maybe walk the dog. Hello there, princess. Somebody's been pawing at my legs the last 10 minutes or so. Anyways, everybody, I'm going to end it there. As always, thank you very much for watching, and have a great game.